What is going on, WWE Universe? This is your boy Nick here, and tonight I will be revealing the result of the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And this year's SummerSlam was presented by Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. And also presented by KFC, it's finger looking good. And also we like to send out a special thanks to Machine Gun Kelly featuring James Arthur for Go For Broke was the official SummerSlam theme song, and it is off the album Bloom, available now on iTunes and Spotify. Alright guys, we are going to kick things off with the kickoff show as The Miz and the Miztourage battled Jason Jordan and the Hardys. Now this was probably by far one of the most strangest matches I had ever seen, because this is the first time in a while that the Intercontinental Championship was not being defended at SummerSlam. So the closing moments of the match was The Miz tagged himself in, and Jason Jordan was about to do some maneuver, was about to do that neck breaker of his, and The Miz decided to counter that with a skull crushing finale, and therefore The Miz and the Miztourage won the 6-man tag team match. Of course, after the show, The Miz got a little pissed off because the Intercontinental title wasn't being defended at SummerSlam. And honestly, I don't really blame Miz for that, but you know what? Anything can happen in the WWE. Alright guys, now we move on to 205 Live as Akira Tozawa defended the Cruiserweight Championship against Neville. Now this was a match this was probably by far one of the greatest Cruiserweight title matches ever. But in the end, Neville pinned Akira Tozawa with the Red Arrow to regain the Cruiserweight Championship after he lost the title last week. After he lost the title last week. Of course, I know for a fact that the Titus Worldwide brand is going to be a little upset about it, but that's okay because Akira Tozawa is entitled to a rematch. Alright guys, now we move on to the final match of the kickoff show as the New Day defended the SmackDown tag titles against the Usos. Now this was a war. Literal war. But the match ended with the Usos hitting the double splash on Big E in order to regain the SmackDown tag team titles. Honestly though, that was a good match. It was. But of course, we all know that the New Day is going to be getting their rematch in the near future. Alright guys, now we move on to the first match of the main card as John Cena battled former Money in the Bank winner Baron Corbin. Now this had been the first time that John Cena has won a SummerSlam match in 6 years. The last SummerSlam victory that he had, it was when he was a part of Team WWE and they battled the Nexus. So John Cena pinned Baron Corbin using the Attitude Adjustment to gain the pinfall victory. So congrats to John Cena. Alright guys, now we move on to the SmackDown Women's Division as Naomi defended the SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya. And I have to admit, Naomi did put up a good fight. Both these women gave it their all. But in the end, Natalya made Naomi tap out to the sharpshooter to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now this is the first time in 6 years that Natalya had won championship gold. So, but and apparently it has gone to her head. So it will cost her in the near future. Alright guys, now we move on to a very strange one-on-one match as Big Cass battled the Big Show with Enzo Amore in a shark cage. Now Enzo Amore had the wherewithal to put body oil on himself, and he escaped the shark cage. But that backfired on him because Big Cass hit the big boot on Enzo Amore, and then he hit Big Show with not one but two big boots, and of course a Empire Elbow to gain the pinfall victory. So Big Cass was your winner. Alright guys, now we move on to the Viper Randy Orton battling Rusev. Now the match had not started. Rusev had attacked Randy Orton from behind. Alright? And Rusev just was beating on him out at ringside. Rusev threw him in the ring, and when the bell rang, RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton is your victor in under 2 minutes. That is a record right there. Alright guys, from there we move on to the Raw Women's Division as 5 Feet of Fury, Little Miss Alexa Bliss defended the Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks. Now originally it was supposed to have been Bayley, but because that Bayley was injured, Sasha Banks took over after she defeated Nia Jax last week to earn the spot. This was like by far one of the best women's matches that Monday Night Raw had ever produced, literally. But like during the match, there were times where Alexa Bliss came this close from defeating Sasha Banks. There were times where Sasha Banks became this close from pinning Alexa Bliss. But in the end, Sasha Banks made Alexa Bliss tap out to the bank statement to become a 4-time Raw Women's Champion, tying Charlotte Flair with that many title runs. Congrats to Sasha Banks, well deserved. Alright guys, now we move on to a Battle of the Demons as Finn Balor went one-on-one with Bray Wyatt. Now this was a match for the ages, literally. A battle of demons. It was insane. But in the end, Finn Balor defeated Bray Wyatt using the coup de grace, got the pinfall victory, and walked out, knowing that Bray Wyatt knows not to mess with the Demon King. Alright guys, now we move on to a match that honestly I did not think would ever happen. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins team up to take on Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team titles. This was another tag team war. This was all out. As Seth Rollins said, both these men would be unstoppable, and they were. There were times where there were so many near falls that I was at the edge of my seat. But in the end, Seth Rollins hit I believe hit Cesaro or Sheamus. I honestly don't remember who, but with that knee strike, and then Dean Ambrose hit Dirty Deeds, got the pin cover, got the 3 count, And your new Raw Tag Team Champions are Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Now, of course, during the kickoff show, one of the members of the WWE Universe asked, what would their tag team name be? Honestly, if I was Ambrose and Rollins, I would just stick with the Shield. Literally, the Shield was one of the most dominant factions ever. I would just stick with the Shield. But yes, congrats to Ambrose and Rollins. Well deserved. Honestly, I did not think that they would coexist, but they did. And I'm sure that after tonight, all has been forgiven. Alright guys, now we move on to the United States Championship as the phenomenal AJ Styles defended the title against Kevin Owens with Shane McMahon as the guest referee. Now Shane McMahon mentioned that if they laid their hands on Shane McMahon, then Shane McMahon would lay his hands on them. That's exactly what happened. There were times where there was one point in the match where Kevin Owens had hit the pop-up powerbomb on AJ Styles. But AJ Styles was too close to the rope, so when Shane McMahon hit the 3 count, he instantly noticed that AJ Styles' foot was on the rope, so it was only a 2 count. But at the closing moments of the match, AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash on Kevin Owens to retain the United States Championship, so well deserved. Alright guys, now we move on to the first of 2 main events that we had on the card. This one was for the WWE Championship, as Jinder Mahal with the Singh brothers defended the championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. And honestly, this was one of the shortest WWE Championship matches ever. Of course, the Singh brothers got involved. Nakamura was well aware of that. In the end, Jinder Mahal hit the Colossus on Shinsuke Nakamura, and he got the 3 count and walked away with the WWE Championship. Honestly, that was that was by far one of the worst WWE Championship matches I had ever seen in my entire life. Literally, the worst. Alright guys, now we move on to the fatal 4-way match for the Universal title as the Beast, Brock Lesnar, defended the title against Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. Now this was a war. Back and forth action, non-stop action. Brock Lesnar was stretchered out. He came back and started beating people up. But at the end, Brock Lesnar pinned Roman Reigns with using the F5 to retain the Universal Championship. So congrats to Brock Lesnar. Honestly, I don't think he'll ever be the same after SummerSlam. Well, that is it for the SummerSlam results. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to post in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. And remember to subscribe and bell me for more WWE and YuGiOh opening videos. And be sure to send me your fan mail. There will be an address in the description below, so you guys can send in your fan mail. It can be anything you guys want. But if you guys do send letters, do not send explicit content, because, as you guys are well aware, there are children who watch my channel. And on that, this is your boy Nick here, signing out.